Hello, I'm Senator Bojan, Chairman of the Senate Finance, Ways and Means Committee, and this is another in our series of revenue reports, the monthly report for the state of Tennessee. And today we're looking at January 2019, and I'm joined by my colleagues and friends from the Fiscal Review Committee, Robert Currey and Bojan Savic. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we're going to take a look at the numbers, where we are revenue-wise, and then at the end have a little bit of a conversation about, we've now got the governor's budget before us, so we can have a little bit of conversation how these numbers mix with the budget. So, gentlemen, I'll yield to you.
All right, Chairman Watson, thank you very much. January, we collected about $1.39 billion in total tax collections, compared to our revenue target for the month of $1.43 billion. We under-collected the monthly target by about $38.1 million for the month of January. And that's predominantly due to under-collecting our F&E target by almost $50 million. That is what primarily accounted for the under-collection for the month of January, is an underperformance in F&E.
Looking from the outside in, one would be a little bit concerned to see that under-collection. Is there any other explanation other than just it's franchise and excise tax, and we usually make those up in the spring?
I don't believe it's anything to be concerned about. F&E, January is a very big month for F&E collections, and yes, collections were below our estimate by about $50 million. But like Bojan said, we do kind of expect in the future months, we've got two really large months ahead of us for F&E collections, which are April and June. So we are kind of expecting to make some of that up. So I wouldn't necessarily consider it to be anything really to worry about. Year to date, we have collected $7.28 billion. That's from August through the end of January, relative to our revenue target for that 6-month time frame, which was $7.18 billion. We have over-collected about $106.7 million through the end of January.
Clearly, our state is still doing well economically because sales tax and franchise excise tax are really driving those numbers, right?
That is correct, yes, sir.
Chairman Watson, total general fund collections for the first 6 months of the fiscal year are $5,930 million, which represents growth of 3.6% or $207 million over last year. General fund is the major fund in our state government, and most of the traditional state services are funded through this account. And approximately 81 to 82% of total tax collections for the state are deposited into the general fund. Our general fund target for the 6-month period was about $5.84 billion for growth of 2.1%, which means that after the first 6 months, we have a general fund over collection of $86.5 million. The other 4 major funds were over collected by a little over $20 million. As Rob previously mentioned, total revenue over collection for the 6-month period is $106.7 million, or 1.5%. Sales taxes are by far the most important driver of such over collection. Sales taxes outperformed our target by $141 million year to date. Most other taxes are roughly in line with our targets, with the exception of the franchise and excise tax, which is under-collected by approximately $58 million. And this under-collection can be almost exclusively attributed to the month of January, with actual collections being about $50 million under our target. We do expect to recover this under-collection in the remaining 6 months, starting with the month of February. And finally, let's take a quick look at where we stand overall after the first half of this fiscal year. The current budget for the entire fiscal year 18-19 assumes total growth of $162 million, $114 million of which is general fund revenue growth, and $48 million being growth for the other 4 funds. For the first 6 months of the year, we already have growth of $247 million, with general fund growing at $207.6 million and all other funds growing by almost $40 million. So we are certainly on track to meet the current budgeted estimates for the year, and we will meet those estimates if for the second half of the year we do no worse than 0.3% in growth. And as a reminder, the current year-to-date growth for the first 6 months of the fiscal year is 3.5%.
Now, one of the interesting things that come out of budgeting that you guys can help me understand better is now that the governor has introduced his budget, he has selected a new growth number for the time from November through the end of the year, and he chose 2.35%. What impact does that have on these kind of numbers?
You're recognizing additional revenue in your budget, and your collections are what they are. But now that you're recognizing this additional money, here was the budget before. Here's your actual collection, but now you recognize this additional money. Now you're kind of here.
Yeah.
So now your collections are relative to this new revised budget.
Yeah.
So.
Right? I mean, if you choose a certain growth number, percentage, and it's less than what you actually grow, you get a big overcollection. If you choose a growth number that's too big for your economy, then your overcollection will be less in the next year. This has been the monthly revenue report for the month of January 2019. I'm Senator Bojan, Chairman of the Senate Finance, Ways, and Means Committee, and we will see you for the February report next month.